Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to our very first, I think, retro star ratings. Have we done
No,
star
we've done
ratings?
these before. We did one for Hell in a Cell 2019. We did one for Night of Champions 2014. We've done a few of these.
Wait, those were Meltzer reactions. Have we
Oh, you're right.
You're gaslighting me. What the heck, dude? You get 0 star. You get -4 stars for
No,
that
it was
gaslighting
a 5-star attempt, though, Steve.
No, I know we do retro Meltzer reviews, but I don't think we've done a specific full card star ratings
Probably
for
not.
retro
No, you haven't
thing.
done that. I'm honestly, I'm tired this morning. I'm still waking up.
Hey, do not. You're not allowed. I woke up at 3:30 to take my mom to the airport, okay? And I hadn't watched all of WrestleMania 3 for the review today.
Well, you had plenty.
I'm tired.
I guess you had plenty of time this morning to watch it then, huh?
I had a little bit, yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into these star ratings because we have 12 matches to talk about. We have a full podcast length review over at the Going in Raw channel, youtube.com/Stephen Larson. This is Friendo Clubs where we dole out our star ratings.
Yeah.
Hardly hot and fresh. It's been a solid 38 years? 48 years? No.
No, 30, almost 38 years.
38, okay.
Yeah, it was 87.
Boy,
All right, let's start off with the first match of the card. It was Can-Am Connection.
Yeah.
That's Rick Martel and Tom Zank
Correct. Z-Man.
taking on Don Morocco and Cowboy Bob Orton, the ace Bob Orton. Steve, what'd you give this one?
Let's see here. You know what? This was fun. I like this. Okay, so first off, I'd rather take a wild, messy 5-minute and 37-second match over a competent 20-minute match. You know what I mean? I gave this match 2 stars. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was fine. And of course, there's always the charm of getting a fun splash, a diving crossbody, a leaping crossbody for a finish. It didn't overstay its welcome. Hardly any of these matches did. And so, yeah, I gave it 2 stars. I thought it was just fine.
Dude, not only was it a running fun splash to get the finish, there was the trip from behind. It was the old elementary schoolyard prank where you're behind somebody and you're on your hands and knees and someone in front of them pushes them and they trip over the person that's behind them. That's kind of what it was.
And
2 stars. We're in agreement.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I also appreciate the self-back body drop from Don Morocco to Bob
Taking
Orton.
that bump to, they kind of missed the trip a little bit, but it looked like that was the intent. Anyways, next. Who does best full Nelson match? We had Hercules versus Billy Jack Haynes. Vince really likes storylines involving full Nelsons, evidently.
Yeah.
Something he's gone back to through the years.
Yeah, dude, the Master Lock Challenge. Who could forget the Master Lock Challenge?
Given the premise and the story of this match is who does move better, I thought the match itself, the intensity was there. I felt like both of them wrestled with a sense of urgency. The finish was garbage. It felt like the finish that would happen on a TV match, not a WrestleMania match. But maybe in 1987, WrestleMania wasn't the same in terms of culminating an entire year's worth of storylines that it is now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it seemed like this might have had like a week of build. Evidently, there was some sort of history with Heenan and Billy Jack Haynes.
There's the video package. That being said, I thought it was for a 7 minutes, 44-second match. Even though the finish wasn't good, I thought the content of the match was pretty entertaining. I gave it 2.5 stars.
Oh my God, so did I. I gave it 2.5 as well. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought the finish was crap, obviously. But it did seemingly kind of solve the question who has the better full Nelson. And given that Billy Jack Haynes competed against a guy who claimed to compete against Atlas and Samson, I think he held up pretty well. His was superior, so yeah, I'm with you on that one. 2.5 stars.
All right, let's talk about this one. Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver versus King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. Steve, what'd you give this one?
I gave this 1.25 star. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I kind of appreciate. I kind of appreciated the rule of like King Kong Bundy sized dudes not allowed to do nothing to the smaller dudes. and he did it, and he got DQ'd. And so it wasn't long. It wasn't good. There's nothing about. I'll put it this way: there is nothing about this that could be considered good. But I did appreciate. The only reason I gave it any stars at all, 1.25, is because I like the little dudes turning on King Kong Bundy at the end. So I gave it 1.25.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with everything you said.
Oh my God, did you give it 1.25 also?
Yeah, 1.25.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
3 for 3 so far. We're in agreement. Let's move on to King Harley Race taking on Junkyard Dog. So many of these matches on this card, we'll go into more detail on the recap, have wonky or overbooked finishes only for the person at the losing end of the finish, whether there's an actual winner or loser of the match officially, doing something to get their heat back.
Like almost, I don't know if there's a match where that doesn't happen.
I know. It happens all the time across this card. So nothing or very little on this card really feels satisfying because it feels like, all right, well, there's not a winner, but if someone won, even though it's through, like shady means, well, the person who lost gets their heat back anyways. It got real tiresome watching matches that did that all the time. And it was kind of established with the Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules match because that's what happened. Double count out, Hercules gets his heat back at the end of the match.
Yeah.
And so by the time that happens again at the end of this match, even the distraction finish, I didn't feel like was terribly well executed.
Yeah.
I gave it, what did I give it? I gave it 1.5 stars. JYD is great. Harley Race at this point, a legend in the industry, but kind of on the downside of his career. They only gave this match less than 4.5 minutes. Wasn't great. Ending stunk. But, for a 4.5 minute match, I was mildly entertained.
I was more than mildly entertained. I gave this 3 stars, Larson.
Wow.
Bro, come on. Harley Race might have been on the downside of his career. That dude was jumping all over the place. That guy was leaping out of the ring. He was selling like a madman for JYD. They really, I think, did a pretty good job of getting JYD, making him look like he was super strong. And then on top of that, dude, we didn't have some silly flying crossbody. We had a belly to belly in the end. There was also way too much mouth of the South on this. There was way too much Jimmy Hart, but and I forget. I'm pretty sure. Heenan. Okay, it was Heenan. It was Hart. Those are the two major managers of the
most
card.
of the matches either had Heenan or Hart out there.
But I don't know, something about this match. I think honestly, Harley Race just played up, and it was a really quick match. I get that. But everything was. So, it's kind of within the context of everything else. Where does it fit? And I thought this was by far, well, I'm not going to say by far, because there was another one that was kind of short that I really loved as well. But I really enjoyed this match. I mean, 3 stars is not like a 5-star match right there. But I think you were kind of tired of this by now. And in this match, I was like, oh, this is the one match that kind of makes sense for them to do that, even though I'd just seen it a bunch of times. This kind of actually makes sense for them to do it here because they wanted to keep the King gimmick on Harley Race. And my only disappointment at the end when you're getting the heat back is that Heenan escaped with the crown.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that JYD would get the crown as well. But no, this one, I was kind of tickled by this one. I liked it.
All right. Well, let's hear what you have to say about the Dream Team taking on the Rougeau brothers.
This is one that I was confused by. I gave it -1 star.
Wow.
Because I didn't like it. I was confused by it. Commentary was confused by it. Why was Brutus all weird at the end of this match? Being bummed out. None of this match made any sense whatsoever. And it was just kind of obvious that you had on one hand the Dream Team with all the charisma in the world. You got Greg Valentine, you had a Dino Bravo helping him out, you had Brutus Beefcake, who's sort of the outlier here, but then who's the other guy with them? I forget now.
Johnny Valiant.
Oh yeah, Johnny Valiant with him. And then you got the Rougeau brothers, who are sort of I can't tell one from the other, like the old school Usos. And like, I didn't like any of it. Yeah, I don't like any of this. I thought it was stupid. Brutus in the end was confused. Commentary was confused. They didn't sell it right. A -1 star. Get this out of here. This is crap.
All right. I kind of feel like there was going to be a situation where there was dissension between the Dream Team, and this was feeding into it because we'd see Brutus later on help out a babyface. And I guess that helped kind of illuminate in my mind that there must be something more to the story that commentary and video packages didn't do a good enough job explaining to someone who might not be aware of what the story was. Yeah. The fact that I have to explain it to the extent means it was poorly executed.
Dude, here's the thing. Brother, there's no Raw after Mania. When are we going to get more of this story? How is this going to play out?
I don't know. An episode of Superstars 4 weeks later. I don't know.
What happened at Survivor Series? Was there a Survivor? Yeah, there was a Survivor Series.
Yeah, it was the first year of Survivor Series, 1987. Yeah. Anyways, I gave this 1 star. I mean, I didn't find it so deplorable for me to go to the negative star territory, but it wasn't good.
Gee whiz. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Okay, at Survivor Series, we had Brutus on a team with Jake Roberts, Jim Duggan, Randy Savage, and Ricky Steamboat. God damn, that's a hell of a team right there.
Yeah. By that point, Brutus was a face.
And they didn't take on any. They didn't take it. It's not like he got his shit back in this.
I'm saying it's probably episode of Superstars like or Tuesday Night Titans. Something like that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Let's talk about this next match was pretty solid. Roddy Piper taking on Adrian Adonis, a hair versus hair match. I go first here? Yeah, I go first. I mean, they were billing this as Piper's last match. It was his retirement match. Obviously, it wasn't because he'd come back even not that long after. The crowd was super into it.
Oh, my God. Big heat for this match.
Yeah. Piper was up to the task of putting on a hell of a show in what was supposed to be his last match. Even though this was only 6.5 minutes, it was a really entertaining 6.5 minutes. I gave this 3 stars. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'll go you 1/2 better and give it 3.5 stars. This was wildly fun. The crowd was super into this. Piper, and Adonis, great chemistry between these two dudes. And you got the hair stipulation there as well. We had the big Brutus face turn, evidently. I don't know if was this part of the impetus of him becoming the barber? Was he the barber before this?
Oh, he was the barber before this, I believe.
Was he? Okay. All right. I mean, he seemed to be really into the haircut aspect of things, but they didn't really play it up in the previous match.
That's
so I was
true.
like,
maybe this was the birth of the barber.
Yeah, I have no clue. All I know, they were calling him Brutus Beefcake in the previous match without the barber. So I was like, oh, maybe it's but I don't know. I'm sure we got some old school aficionados, historians maybe, that can drop some chats for us and let us know, or some comments rather. I love this match. It was 3.5 stars. These guys were selling, nothing but personality. When you can like Piper and Adonis here, man, when you can project your personality and your charisma to 93,173 legit people there, dude.
Well,
man, that says something, Larson. I like this match a lot.
It was fun. Next up, we had the Hart Foundation and Dangerous Danny Davis taking on the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana. Steve, what'd you give this one?
I gave it 1 star, man. What the hell was this shit? This is horrible. I did not like this match at all.
Really?
The ending, a commentary was so lost because they had those little tiny monitors, and he had Jimmy Hart with the megaphone that they didn't notice at first, and they were like, oh, maybe he tripped and fell and pinned him. And so commentary was confused. I hated that they had a ref in there with his ref pants on. That was annoying. Like, he's just a crooked ref teaming with a Hart Foundation. Who are these Hart Foundation guys? They're never going to go anywhere. Yeah. And then, yeah, Bulldogs and Tito. I don't like any of this, man. I gave it 1 star. I'll be honest with you. Like, I feel like our ratings so far, they've been like kind of like in step with each other to a degree. But there are so many of these really short, ridiculous, stupid matches that, like, at some point you and I are going to be like, wait, I gave this 3 stars. You gave it -3 stars?
Yeah, I know. At a certain point, like, our annoyance with the overbooked nature of all these matches is going to catch up to us. Apparently for me, it caught up pretty early. For you, it was this match.
Yeah, right.
And I guess after the Piper match, I was like, all right, that was good. That set the show back on a good path. And this match I didn't think was as good, but I didn't think it was a 1-star match either. I gave it 2.25.
All right.
I did appreciate that Danny Davis was banned for life plus 10 years from refereeing in WWE.
That is pretty funny.
All the performers. I mean, I don't know much about Danny Davis, but Hart Foundation, Tito, Bulldogs, all great wrestlers.
Yeah, they all great. Yeah.
The pace of this match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, commentary didn't do a good job of explaining the finish, but I was like, oh, that's the megaphone. It made sense. I got it.
Yeah.
Cheated to win. Again, it's not one of those things where it feels like a satisfying conclusion to a feud. It's just a story beat prolonging a feud.
You are not that far off from Meltzer. He gave it almost 3 stars. He gave it 2 3/4.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Coco Beware losing to Butch Reed in all about 3.5 minutes. Yeah, this match wasn't very great. It's too short.
Dude, they gave this so little time, and these dudes did not really do a whole lot with that time. I will say this, Coco Beware has a really nice drop kick.
Yeah. He's got a great brain buster, too, if they ever let him use it in WWE.
Yeah. I gave this 1 star, man. What am I supposed to do with this? You know, I thought even in the end, afterwards, when Tito was trying to attack Slick, like he was trying to get that shirt off, and Slick got away before his shirt came off. I was like, come on, man. You got to do the full undressing if that angle's going to work.
Yeah,
I gave this
off half his jacket. Yeah, I gave it 1 1/4.
You can't do nothing with this match, man.
All right, let's talk about this one. Macho Man Randy Savage losing to Ricky Steamboat. We got a new Intercontinental Champion. Largely regarded as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Steve, what'd you give it?
You think this is going to get number 1 in the WWE WrestleMania list?
No, probably not.
Probably not, huh? I'm lockstep with Meltzer. He gave it 4.5. I gave it 4.5. I think even, dude, they were wrestling a 2025 match back in 1987. Really, really awesome stuff. Of course, this is the match where they laid it out on like legal pads and were quizzing each other. Mm-hmm. Okay, what happens at step number 67? Well, this is what we do at 68, 69, and 70. And it shows. It really shows. The pace was awesome. You know, all I can think of when I was watching this match, dude, was like, God dang, if Steamboat hadn't asked for time off to go be a father for a couple weeks, you gotta wonder how high. And granted, I know Vince was into his, you know, big over the top baby faces like Hogan and then Warrior after him. So I don't know if Steamboat ever could have been world champion in WWF. But boy, oh boy, he was something. He was something spectacular. He really was.
He really was.
This match was terrific.
It was terrific. You know, within the context of 1987, this is without a doubt a 5-star match, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I guess the thing that I was kind of wrestling with was how much that should inform my star rating here in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still not sure I've personally come with a satisfying answer to that question. Because it is fantastic. They take 14.5 minutes and get in, like 21 false finishes. Yeah. The pace is incredible, especially for a match in 1987. As you mentioned, they wrestled basically a 2025 match 38 years ago.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. If this match happened today, it would probably be lauded as one of the best pay-per-view or one of the best matches of the year, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You got the story with the crushed windpipe, the ring bell, and the callback to that. Mm-hmm. Interesting detail. I was reading a oral history of WrestleMania 3, and Steamboat said they never got to practice this match, in the ring. They would just quiz each other on it because Steamboat was supposed to be injured. They couldn't practice the show on the house show loop, or this match on the house show loop.
Makes sense, yeah.
So this is pretty much their first time doing it. What the heck? I'll give it 5 stars. I love this match. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Absolutely, especially within the context of time and historical context, I should say.
Definitely.
Let's talk about this next one: Jake the Snake Roberts versus the Honky Tonk Man. You know, this is one of those matches, dude. Well, actually, I gave mine first. It's your turn.
Oh, all right. This match wasn't good at all. I only gave it 1.5 stars. Even the post-match thing where Alice Cooper wasn't sure what to do with the snake, and so Jake had to take it from him so he can throw it on Honky Tonk Man. It kind of, that whole thing felt awkward. This wasn't very good. 1.5 stars.
So it's funny because I'm just a 0.5 star over you, and I actually really appreciated this match. Not enough to think that it was actually good, because number one, Honky Tonk Man should not have been winning this. It was stupid. I understood. He held the ropes after Jimmy Hart once again trips up Jake the Snake. But Alice Cooper and the post, I actually really liked the post-show angle or the post-match angle. I thought it was fun. And I read the thing where they talked about, the Snake was weighed more than Alice Cooper and he had a hard time with it. But when you actually see it play out, it's not as awkward as they made it out to be. Just seeing Alice Cooper and Jake the Snake together is badass.
Yeah,
Like
that part's cool.
those two are really cool. And to see the crowd react to Jake the Snake, who's like the most normal looking guy, but Jesus, that dude's got charisma.
Ton of charisma, yeah.
So I gave it a little bit more than you, and I'm more on the positive side of it. I gave it 2 stars. But yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine.
Next up, Killer Bees versus Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. What'd you give this, Steve?
I believe if I were to give this match a description and be, what the hell is this shit? I gave it -2 stars. I hated this. It was horrible. It's just dripping with that fucking American propaganda bullshit, which I get. I know it was 1987 in the thick of it. I don't know when Rocky IV came out, but it was around then.
Rocky and 4 was not like 84
I want to say it was 85
or 85.
No, wait, no, I had him in 86 because I was in England at the time.
Oh, all right, very well.
Rocky IV came out in 1985. Okay, I'm wrong.
All right,
Must
85.
have been late 85. I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing. Again, you've got Killer Bees. They're interchangeable. And you got these 2 great heels in Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. Sheik gets one of the Bees in his finish, and then Duggan comes in, attacks him. He's supposed to be the good guy. It's like Sheik had this thing won. They end up getting the win anyways because of DQ. But this is stupid. I didn't like any of this. I thought it was dumb. I thought interrupting the Russian national anthem. I don't know. I get it. I get it. I know it's the shtick, right? It's the shtick that Vince went to, and I know that the crowd was eating it up. But I was like, at this point in 2025, I'm just groaning my ass off.
Yeah, I did you one less star. I went -3 stars.
Oh wow!
This match was absolute dog shit.
Yeah, this is horrible. Yeah.
Just absolute dog shit. Worst match on the card. Talk about Hogan versus Andre. Do I get to go first here? I think I do. So
yes,
Meltzer gave this match -4 stars.
He did later revise that rating and gave it a single star.
All right. That's good to know.
In his original write-up, he gave it -4. Yeah,
that's good to know. So ultimately, he gave it a single star. All right. So I hadn't seen this match in a while, and so watching it back. Is it a great technical wrestling contest? Obviously not. In a lot of respects, this is about as elementary and rudimentary as a wrestling match could be in terms of the string of moves put together to tell the story.
Yeah.
That's the only part of the deal, however.
Very small part of the deal.
In terms of crowd engagement and drama, this match is actually pretty decent. You got to take into account Andre's condition at the time. Apparently his back was awful. I'm sure that limited what they can do. I've made it perfectly clear. I'm no fan of Hulk Hogan.
Neither am I.
It's coincidentally fuck Hulk Hogan Day.
It is.
I will say at this point in his career, his greatest strength as an in-ring performer is taking the simplest things and imbuing it with a great deal of drama. He was in that bear hug for a minute, maybe more than that.
Mm-hmm.
He sold it like his life force is being sapped from him.
Yeah.
And he had a way, again, at this, like later in his career, even later just in this first WWE run, it was almost the point of parody.
Sure.
How his matches were put together. But from 84 to maybe 88, probably till WrestleMania 5. Maybe, WrestleMania 6 against Warrior. I mean, the formula for the Hulk Hogan wins where he'd take a lot of damage, Hulk out, boot, leg drop, win. Here it was clothesline, body slam, win after getting worked for better part of 12 minutes by Andre.
Yeah.
The hope spots were just perfectly plotted out. It wasn't an exciting match, but it was a dramatic match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I kind of felt like, at least in terms of seemingly Meltzer's initial rating for it, seemed to kind of disregard that aspect, focusing strictly on the technical aspect of it. Well, again, it's not good, but it's not horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was difficult to find a land on a score, and I'm not going to give it a high score, still, but I'll say 2.25.
I'm giving this match fucking 4 stars. Here's the thing, dude. So much 90% of this match works so well because of when you watch especially This match needs to not be watched in a vacuum. It really belongs within the context of the entire show. Because everything else on the show is short, except for the Macho Man match. That's the longest one on there. And that one can be totally watched in a vacuum. If you wanted to be more impressive, watch it with the show. But there is this non-tangible thing where they make this match feel so fucking big. And Andre, even though I know in 2025, and I'm in my mid-40s, I'm well educated on this topic, Andre is in bad shape. But my God, man, they make this guy feel like the fucking world destroyer. He is the baddest, meanest, and he does it all with a stone face. This guy is scary as fuck. And as much bluster as Hogan brings in his pre-match interview, when he steps in there, I'm fucking scared for this guy. And it's fuck Hulk Hogan Day. And the story that they tell and the crowd's reaction to everything after being there for 3 hours and watching all these 5-minute matches is really incredible. It is absolutely incredible. This might be the worst 4-star match I've ever seen in my life because it absolutely lives up to how big it feels. So, yeah, I gave it 4 stars, but when I watched this morning, I was tired, but this woke me up. I was like, God damn, like Hogan's doing everything he can in here against an Andre who could barely move. And you could tell Andre's given everything he has to put Hogan over, and they get the job done, man. When Hogan finally hits that lariat and Andre goes down and it looks real, man, that was powerful shit. So yeah, I gave this 4 stars. I think, and this is one of those rare cases where the sheer drama of the match and how big they make it out to be, especially in the context of all the bullshit that happens before, I thought was really effective. So yeah, I gave it a good star, man. I gave it 4 stars.
There you go.
There you go. Anyways, let us know what you guys thought about the WrestleMania 3 card and what star rating you would give everything, especially at a Hogan Andre match. If you guys seen that match, let us know what star rating to give that in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.